If you would like to permanently block your number from receiving calls from this facility, press 6. For balance and rate quotes, press 7. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
I don't consent for recording of this call. This will take less than 2 minutes, just real briefly. I never got a copy of Pat's affidavit from Alabama or the brief I in support of her. Was anybody able to just Google search a map of the Hudson's Bank Company that I could get a copy of to basically try to show the court that the country within the Hudson Bay Compact reference from 1794 is the Chilcoot Nation. Basically, I've just got to show the areas and say, I know it is, I just don't have a map to make copies of to send to the court. Other than that, if Dorothy and Fanny can tell me that Chilcoot Nation crossed over the U.S.-Canadian borderline, as is referred to it, and being a little shell band, their nation crosses over. Canada recognizes that, and I didn't know if perhaps the Chilcoot Nation was similar to that, where it actually extended over beyond that line. That would also be of benefit. Anything else?
I'm driving a car, but regarding the message you sent to Mrs. P about her questions about FedEx and pensions, and I understand, and I'm sure I did it. I'll have to go back and double check, but she hasn't gotten it, and she's running low on money for core links, which means that she may not be able to communicate with me for a while. And I don't have the words to express my frustration, because I know I mailed you that affidavit. I know I mailed you the petition. I know that I mailed her your response, and yet she doesn't have it and you don't have it, which means I got to mail it again, and I'm already like overloaded, right? And I don't think anybody's responded about the maps of the Chilcoot Nation, so I feel bad that, none of my letters are getting through and nobody's responding to your request for maps that I'm aware of. I wish I had better things to report, but I just don't.
No. Well, I'm calling out to the men of God that are sitting on the sidelines to stand up and say, what are we doing to help our brothers and sisters right now? And if that is nothing, then they need to get with their preachers and say, we need to put an action plan and a team where we come together and we take on and we swarm. Let's take on one inmate's case. One case, each church pick up one case and have about maybe 10 members and swarm that case and find out what do they need as far as legal research, information, and maybe making some phone calls to their state representative or other elected officials to say, hey, what are you doing to help these innocent people get out? And if you find out that works, do the Dave Ramsey effect. You do the snowball, dead snowball. You take your smallest debt first, you attack it with a vengeance, you pay it off, then you move to the next one. Well, let's find somebody who's got the easiest case to win. Let's attack it. Let's get them out. And then let's take that same group of people, add them to the other groups, put them on the next case, attack it, get them out, and so forth. And then we're going to slowly collect all these churches, and someone needs to manage this, of course. Maybe perhaps you, as a hired individual doing this under paid conditions, but it's just an idea of mine. This is how we set the captives free. This is how we biblically take and let the body of Christ work. Otherwise, there's no reason to call ourselves followers of Christ. We're just people sitting on the sidelines watching the destruction of humanity. But that's up to the people to decide. That's just an idea I had. Also, the people like the attorney that wants to get $100,000 to start working, the only thing I can say about those types of people, unless you've got skin in the game, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't have time for you. I want to deal with people who, now, if you want to get involved with like a contingency, I don't mind paying for people that put forth effort, such as I anticipate at some point I will get paid for my effort, but I put forth the effort without a dime on the front end. It's like this, a contingency plan where people like attorneys, they sue for contingency. They know that the case is a good case. They intend to win, so they've got skin in the fight. They know that if they don't perform, they're not going to win, and if they don't win, they don't get paid. So here's the deal for anybody that wants to jump on board here that's an attorney. jump on board and put skin in the game and put your first and best effort forward, and then get paid when we get done and the timber deal goes through. There'll be a fund to cover the cost of all these people that have helped, and everybody will be taken care of significantly. With $1 billion timber deal, there's significant funds to be available to cover stuff like this. But if you're just in there wanting somebody to just hand you over money, well, you've got no skin in the game. You've got no incentive. You've already been paid. Why would you even fool with? It's like Shinji. Shinji did absolutely nothing for me. Nothing. He worked against me, but he got paid by the taxpayers. Taxpayers paid this guy to make sure I went to prison. That's a scam. And that's why attorneys were forbidden in this country. The original 13th Amendment made damn sure that no attorneys, by making sure no title of nobility, because your loyalty, your bar card and SOBs is to the Queen of England. That's why I don't like you. Now, if you give up your bar card and you become Americans again, then you're on the team. You're welcome. We want you around. We want you to be able to make a living, but we want you to make an honest living working for us, not against us. And right now, you're working against us. It's time to switch sides. If you want to be an American, get rid of the bar card. Get rid of the controls from across the sea and the corporations that are controlling you. Let's take back our courts and let's free the Americans who have been hijacked and kidnapped, and let's shut down all these private for-profit prisons.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you about your comments about lawyers. One other thing, have you been getting any letters from me? Because I've been mailing you quite a few things. I mean, you've been getting other letters from me, right? It's just not the one that you've been expecting?
The last thing I got was a copy of a receipt. Here's the thing. I know it's time-consuming, but if you don't document every letter that you sent out and you're anticipating people are getting this stuff and they're not,
yeah,
you know, they might get my mail and just drop it in the trash can. And other people that you're trying to help. And if you don't know that and you assume they got it, then it's all for naught.
Yeah.
There's a
yeah.
You need a secretary, and a secretary needs your secretary needs a secretary.
Yeah.
You need to have a team of people, and I call upon the people of your church to step up and to help you. And I guarantee you, on any given Sunday, when you have Sunday school, instead of doing Bible study, or on a Wednesday evening, if y'all got together for 1 hour and let's say, okay, here's what we're going to do. This is what we need to do. And you get like 5 people that you can delegate to do certain things. Make a list and then knock it out. And everybody does a little bit and stuff gets done. And create a ledger of, okay, letter number 101 goes out on this day, and it contains these documents. My wife, every time she sent me anything, she would have an index page that came along. So no matter what was in that letter, it had a listing of what's in the package, so that if they went through it and removed certain things, I would know, because I would look at the index or the list and say, okay, this isn't there. I sent you a copy of my appeal to the parole board. It's 44 pages, front and back it's 22 pages, and I sent you an index page that lists item and page by page what you're getting. So you'll be able to see if you got everything. The same with the parole board. They'll be able to see if they got everything. That's how I do this, because I know that these corrupt jails, they will go through your documents and they will pull out what they don't want. I sent letters to Mike Pompeo day before yesterday. I sent letters to the Office of Protocol. I sent letters to the U.S. District Court in Memphis. I'm sending letters out as I'm able to get envelopes from people that are willing to donate them to me. I've got guys in here that I'm trying to help, advising them, and they're donating envelopes. So that's, I go out at 2 in the morning, and I get to work for an hour, and occasionally they put me in the room, and I'm sitting there, and they never give me a pen. So I'm there, and they can say, plausible deniability 101, we can say we let him go work on his case. We gave him his material. He was in the room at 2 a.m. until 4 a.m., but he never had a pen, so sorry, he never was able to create any documents.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm dealing with. Aside from starvation and total exhaustion, I was up all last night waiting to go. They never take me. So I've slept from 5 a.m. until now. I just got up about 30 minutes ago. And this is a screwed up routine, but this is my life in a 7-Eleven concrete vault. And this is what people get to look forward to. You know, you'd be amazed at the people that are in here that have hurt no one.
Right.
And they're just, you know, just balancing the books of these corrupt governments, and people don't understand the trust system and how it pays for the government with the fiat currency. They don't understand the mechanics behind how this operation works. But it's a corrupted system. This is not America. This is some kind of European construct. What my ancestors taught the Europeans to live independent, self-sufficient, self-governing. No kings were here. There were no jails, no prisons in this country. People coexisted. This is not America anymore. This is some kind of European throwback of, I guess you'd call it, the feudal lords and the serfs. And we're the serfs. We're slaves in their eyes. We're supposed to be their, you know, worker bees, doing for them and providing for them quality of life that, you know, everyone should want. But it's a crime. It's up to people to take the time to, do they want to walk in truth? Do they want to know the truth? I mean, do they want to be Christ-like? Do you want to expose and overturn, or do you want to sit back and watch, oh, poor him? I'll pray for him. You know, that sounds good, but it doesn't help anyone. It's like the scripture that talks about if your neighbor or your son comes to you and says, I'm hungry, I need a fish, and you give him a rock. What's he going to do with the rock? Okay, he's going to go break out a window and steal some donuts at the bakery because he's starving. So don't give him a rock, feed him a meal, and then say, well, why do you not have food? You're unemployed. Okay, what can you do? Okay, you can do just about anything. You're a healthy young male. Okay, let me get you a job. Let me help you find something that you can do, that you can provide for yourself. See, I don't want to teach people how to grow their own food, how to provide for themselves. But I'm a terrible guy for that, because that goes against this corporate system of wanting people dependent upon them. They want everybody with their hand out to them, dependent upon them. That way, that justifies their existence. What I do is I put governments out of business because you don't need them. You don't need that cop. I mean, a 250-pound cop is hard to carry around on your back. It's expensive. Put a 38 on your hip, or a 9mm on your hip, or whatever you prefer. It's a lot more convenient and a lot more practical. You know what they say, man-made, or God made man, and Smith & Wesson made man equal.
That's a good one, yeah. I like that.
Well, the point being is that you got the ability to provide for yourself. You can, like Glenda the Good Witch said, you had the power all along. You just have to click your heels and say, I'm going to do it myself. I teach people to do it themselves. I don't use lawyers. I don't use doctors. I am the doctor. I am the lawyer. I am the contractor. I was never a radio talk show host until I decided to do one because nobody was doing it. It needed to be done. I was never a teacher until I went to Southwest College and said, hey, let me give you an idea on how I can teach a professional small business class. And they hired me. There's a lot of things that I'd never done until I decided it needed to be done, and I just did it.
Yep.
You know, like raising wolves, horses, guineas. I wrestled these, what do you call these, emus? They're like 6-foot tall ostrich. I wrestled them to the ground and caught them because I didn't realize I could put
You have 1 minute left.
in the back of my horse trailer and they would just walk in.
Yep. I hear you, Mike. I got a call. I got to take it, but I love you, and we are going to get you that. I'm going to mail it again a third time, but I got to go, Mike.
Maybe somebody else mailing it to Pat or me might get it to us.
Okay.
Hello, this is a free call from